Fuchs in the house. How's everybody doing? Gonna try to do this is flower wise, just with the way spring sucked here, and I was out of action, so I wasn't able to get a. There was a good section of tulips that my folks had, but the rabbits ended up having a field day. So I have a couple outside that I'll show you some of mine, and nothing extra, but try to bring a little spring in here and go from there. Do this real quick and let's see if I screw this up. Oh, God. Hope everybody's doing okay and enjoying their Thursday. So, yeah, the flowers just did not do that well. The tulips weren't bad, but like I say, it was out of action. I couldn't see them. Okay. I had some. Okay, let's do this. Some daffodils that never bloomed, and I don't know if that's just because, but these are the tulips that I have. Nothing extra, but something to show you in regards to spring. So, try to change up my videos a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to get some flowers or something going to show you down the road. But yeah, spring just didn't work the way I wanted to. They did have a nice bed of tulips that I could have shown. They were like a purplish white. And they had some daffodils that turned out pretty good. Like I say, my daffodils, I think because there's no sun here. And the section... They bloomed last year, but this year not so much. I don't know if they still will or if it's just how the scenario is. So I've been over by the folks yesterday, first yard cutting, and I was very pleased because I was able to fire up the lawnmower after 3 pulls, so it worked out pretty good. And today I went back over and did a little yard work, patched some things up, and have some seed that I put in trays and seeing if I can grow some flowers. I did this with hot peppers and see if I'm going to get any flowers out of this. And then I planted sunflowers, and I have 3. But the thing is, I don't know how deep you're supposed to dig them things. And so we're going to see what happens. Planted a bunch of them, but I have 3 over by the folks that all of a sudden I was looking and I'm like, oh, look, this, for what it seems like, those are the sunflowers, and see what happens if I'm going to get giant sunflowers. Kind of a little fired up. I never grew sunflowers before, so that's something new. Garlic seems to be coming up. I'm not real sure. Last year it grew, but nothing like decent. And so hopefully this year a little better, maybe. Parents have chives are going crazy over by my folks. They got 2 nice chive plants that are growing. And last year I spaded that off, and I don't know if that helped make the plants healthier because I was looking at them today and they're pretty good, decent. And so that's what's going on with spring, trying to get a little fired up with it. And so my thing to show is, I don't know if I showed this or not. I found this at the dollar store, a seasoning by Kingsford, Cajun style. And I put this on cottage fries and it ended up turning out pretty decent. It had a nice flavor to them. And I may do that tonight after I'm done with the video. I just, for me, the $6 frozen potato thing is just like, yeah, I can cut up some potatoes. I'm sorry, they're potatoes, and $6 for frozen potatoes. Something else I saw today, that was a can of Pringles at Walgreens was like $3.59 or something like that. And it's like, it's just a can of Pringles. I mean, it used to be, like back in the day, I think you could buy them at the dollar store, Pringles, for $1. And this is years, like 5 years ago. And then they went up to, I think, maybe $1.99. Don't quote me, but now all of a sudden I walked in today and I saw $3 and whatever, and I was like, wow, it's just a can, and I'm like, yeah, it's Pringles. It isn't Soylent Green. I'll bring Soylent Green into it. Jeez, I think Soylent Green's going to be cheaper than other foods down the road here, people. Um, so movie talk. Uh, I get a kick that whenever I can bring up Soylent Green. Get ready for it, people. Get ready for it. So I have three movies. Movie watching, and recently I've been watching some decent action movies, and my last four have been decent, but these are some from earlier. They're okay, average to okay. First one, Bushwick, 2017, David Batista. Um, Got a 5.2. Basically, Texas is trying to succeed the Union, and they decide to attack Brooklyn. And a lady ends up, her boyfriend gets killed, and she's trying to go to see her mother, and she comes across David Batista, who tries to help her, and they have a struggle trying to get through Brooklyn without I guess militia, I guess you want to say, and people fighting, just getting caught in it. Um, it has its moments. It's okay. I think there's about a good half hour that I kind of was thinking, but again, an action movie that's all right to watch. Um, Bruce Willis, Wire Room, 2022. This got a 3.6, and Kevin Dillon's in it. Um, Homeland Security tracking deadly criminals, serious criminals, and they do surveillance on them. And this movie, I think this is when Bruce Willis maybe started getting sick. And the one thing is, if you go look, Bruce Willis in the last 2 years has like about 20 movies out there. It's pretty crazy. And I want to say he took as many roles as he could before he could, with the illness. That's what I'm thinking, because it's out. I mean, if you go out there and look, Bruce Willis, and look at the last 2 years, there's all kinds of movies out there. But he's in the beginning of the movie and the end. So he's in about, I'd say, I don't know if I'd say 10 to 15 minutes at most. I don't think it's 20 minutes, you're pushing it. And it's kind of surprising. But this got a 3.6, and I'm gonna give it with Bushwick the 5. I think. I think Kevin Dillon did all right. Basically, he's supposed to be surveillance. I don't really want to give much out, but he ends up helping the guy that's doing surveillance, and it ends up being a cluster show. And my last movie is Kiss Me Deadly, 2008, Shannon Doherty. She's a spy that ends up having amnesia. And I mean, it got a 5.2. And so if you're looking for some average movies, action movies, totally recommend them. I know my lighting is not that great on this video because I should have turned it this way a little bit with the natural lighting and being outside. So that is my movie talk and what I have for video. I will be doing some other videos with getting caught up on movies. Um, See about trying to do some other topics, but I think I'm going to go back on movie talk for a bit. So, not much to do with the garden over by the Fuchs. So, once that maybe gets established, maybe see about that. But that's a good another month away for getting things in place and in order. So that's where we're at, and I hope everybody. I thank new subscribers and people that are watching the videos. I really appreciate that. And if you're this far into the video, thanks for watching. Make comments, and if you watch some old videos and you see something, make some comments on there. If any of you watch any of the movies that I suggest, I'd love to hear. I mean, even if it's if it's on a current video and you said, hey, I watched blah, 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 go for it. Or make a comment on that video that you saw it or whatever. So Yeah, thanks everybody, and nice weather for a change, and enjoying, and have a good one.